The bridge of the Terran Defiance hummed with controlled chaos as warning klaxons screamed their digital fury into the recycled air. Commander Danny Reeves gripped the edge of her console, knuckles white against the cold metal, watching 3 Krelvac destroyers close in on their position like predators circling wounded prey. "They're hailing us again," Jasper Chen announced from the communications station, his jaw tight. "Same message. Surrender or be atomized." Danny's dark eyes flicked to the tactical display. The Krelvac had been hunting human vessels for 3 months now, ever since the Galactic Council had declared Earth's expansion into contested space a violation of ancient treaties humanity had never signed. They thought humans would simply retreat, apologize, accept their place as the galaxy's newest prey species. They thought wrong. "Time until weapons range?" Danny asked, her voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. 90 seconds, Jasper replied, fingers dancing across his console. "Danny, they outnumber us 3-1. Their shields are inferior to their arrogance," Danny interrupted, a cold smile touching her lips. "Jasper, remember what we learned about Krelvac battle doctrine at the Academy?" Jasper's eyes widened with understanding. They've never faced an enemy that fights back after being cornered. Their tactics assume compliance or destruction. Exactly. Danny turned to face her small crew, 15 souls against 3 warships, designed to intimidate civilizations into submission. The galaxy's been playing by rules written by species who forgot what it means to fight for survival. Time to remind them what humans do best. The Krelvac had made their first mistake 6 weeks ago when they destroyed the colony transport New Dawn, killing 342 civilians who were simply seeking a new home. The Galactic Council called it a regrettable incident and moved to sanction Earth for provocative expansion. They didn't understand. Humanity had clawed its way up from caves and ice ages, survived plagues and wars, conquered its own atom, and reached for the stars through sheer bloody-minded determination. 3 alien warships were just another Tuesday. 60 seconds, Jasper announced. His initial fear had transformed into something harder, sharper. Danny recognized that look. She saw it in the mirror every morning since New Dawn. "Divert all power from life support to forward shields," Danny ordered. "We won't need to breathe if we're dead, and we're not dying today." The crew moved with practiced efficiency. This wasn't Defiance's first engagement, though the Krelvac didn't know that. While the galaxy assumed humanity would cower, Earth's military had been preparing, studying, adapting. Humans were terrifyingly good at learning from their enemies. 30 seconds. "They're charging weapons." Danny's fingers flew across her console, inputting a sequence that would have horrified the Galactic Council's Rules of Engagement Committee. But those rules were written by species who'd never fought for their right to exist. "Jasper, on my mark, broadcast this message on all frequencies. You killed our children. Now learn what it costs." The young communications officer hesitated for only a heartbeat before nodding. "Ready, Commander." The Krelvac destroyers opened fire, brilliant lances of plasma that could vaporize a small moon. Defiance lurched as the first salvo struck their shields, alarms screaming as power systems strained under the assault. "Shields at 60%. Someone shouted, "Mark." Danny Commander. Jasper sent the message as Defiance executed a maneuver that defied conventional space combator, full thrust perpendicular to the attack vector, using the enemy's own weapons as cover. The second Krelvac salvo struck their lead ship instead, confusion rippling through the alien formation. But Danny wasn't done. While the Krelvac had been perfecting intimidation over millennia, humans had spent centuries perfecting spite. Launch countermeasures, all of them but the Krelvac sensors registered as standard defense drones, were anything but standard. Each carried a human innovation. The galaxy had never seen fusion charges small enough to be dismissed as conventional explosives, but powerful enough to overwhelm shields designed to stop plasma weapons. The first Krelvac destroyer's shields collapsed in a cascade of light and radiation. The second veered desperately, firing wildly. "Jasper, target their propulsion systems. Not to destroy, to cripple." "Commander." Jasper looked confused. Destroying enemies was doctrine. Crippling them was the galaxy needs to see what happens when you make humans angry, Danny explained coldly. "Dead ships tell no tales. Crippled ones, they limp home with stories." Understanding dawned across Jasper's face. He targeted the damaged destroyer's engines with surgical precision, railgun rounds tearing through weakened hulls. The massive warship shuddered, momentum carrying it forward even as its drives went dark. The remaining 2 Krelvac ships hesitated, the first mistake in their 3,000-year military history. Hesitation in combat was a human concept they'd learned from captured databases and dismissed as weakness. They were learning faster now. Defiance pressed the attack, not with overwhelming firepower but with unpredictability. Rage channeled through tactics no simulation had prepared the Krelvac for. Humans didn't fight like the galaxy expected. They fought dirty, desperate, and with a creativity born from being an apex predator on a death world. 20 minutes later, 3 Krelvac destroyers floated dead in space, crews alive but ships crippled, broadcasting distress signals that the entire sector would hear. Danny watched them on the viewscreen, feeling no triumph, only cold satisfaction. Jasper, send another message. Same frequency. What should it say? Danny's expression was carved from granite. Tell them this. The galaxy thought we were prey. We're apex predators in a garden of herbivores. Tell your Council Earth remembers New Dawn, and humans always retaliate. As Defiance turned toward home, leaving 3 broken warships as testament to humanity's refusal to accept extinction, the galaxy's carefully maintained order began to crack. The Krelvac had learned their lesson fast. The rest of the galaxy would learn soon enough. Humanity had arrived, and they weren't asking for permission anymore.